Okay, starting this Monday the 19th, we begin our journey to the Junior European Championships in September in Macedonia. We have a 12-week program, and this rocks into the Adult World Championships also at the end of this year in Hungary. In January, we began a formulated plan which led us to win gold. It was a 7-week program to win gold at both British, Ireland. Following on from that, it was Italy and Dutch tournament. It was a lot of preparation that was put together, and in this video I'm sharing a pyramid. It's an early morning today, we had early start. I'm sharing a pyramid methodology and notes that we went through last week, which was a planning session to get us ready for this. So this is, I'm not sure how clear it is on here, so I'll talk you through it. This is a intensive, boom, shout out, pyramid fight plan pyramid. Yes, that one. Please follow. And the pyramid is made of 3 sides. So we've got body conditioning at the base of it. If you're not fit enough to last round, doesn't matter how much technique, movement, timing, how smart you are, you need to have your body conditioned first of all. Once you reach that point of being conditioned, it's also maintaining it and not letting it drop. Evolution is another side to the pyramid. Most important that we're constantly evolving with the sport, changes in rules, changes in tactics, even down to what the referees are liking or not at the time, and also evolving what we do. You may not be a kicker and need to be able to kick, etc., etc. And then the other side to finish the shape of the pyramid is spirit. We must come to every training session. We must wake up in the morning spirited, ready us to do what we need to accomplish. So those 3 sides are paramount before we start anything else. At the base of the pyramid, we have our technique. And in order to win a fight, regardless if it is points fighting, light contact, full contact, whatever your discipline is, you've got to score on the person. This crosses over jiu-jitsu, judo, in a cage MMA. You have to be able to hit your opponent, so you've got to refine your technique first. A lot of people like the flashy stuff and the things they see the advanced fighters do, but miss out on just the raw basics. So technique is essential at the beginning. Once you have technique, if you have 2 opponents that are similar in, say, speed and strength and agility with technique, it's a person that can move well, that can beat the other side, that can trump over them. So movement is the next point to the pyramid. So being able to throw that side kick off of a certain movement, off of a push, off of a pull, off of a turning movement around the area. And this can be independently practiced, or obviously technique can be practiced alongside movement itself. These parts are the components. Come back to that in a second. When we move into the mechanics of the fight, we're talking about timing. So if you have an opponent that can move well and throw techniques, it's about the timing that is important. That can be broken down into first, middle and end timing, and it's the shot, the opening, the gap that is given or created to score the point. So it's all well and good being able to throw fast splits, move around with fast splits, but you have to have the correct timing in order to score it. This is into the mechanics of the fight. Then situation is a follow-on from the timing. It's being able to do those techniques in a certain situation. So, for instance, if you've got a kicker or you're backed up in a corner, a situation sometimes makes people freeze. Last 10 seconds of the fight, they're a couple of points up, they end up giving the fight away. Again, this can be all practiced as individual drills, and by the time we get into situation, we're automatically practicing our techniques and our movement and timing. So we don't necessarily need to practice every lesson the blitz on focus pads. So we can practice the blitz in a corner situation where we're fighting someone, and then we'll work in some movement in there as well. When we get to the top of the pyramid, we're talking about rhythm. And this is something that I'm going to come back to on the last couple of weeks leading up to the championships. Even this morning, I touched on it at the start of the session. by saying to the juniors how it's this hard work and it's this ethic that is important at the start of these programs that you have, and that's along the rhythm phase of things, and that's into the dynamic of the 5. So these aspects here, if you're making a timepiece, a Swiss watch, you need the components first. So these are all the cogs. These are the refined raw materials that have to be shaped and have to be worked on. So the technique and the movement. And then once you've got all of those laid out on the table, we need to then work on the mechanics. So the situation and timing is putting all of those cogs in place, getting the bracelet, getting the face to the watch and putting it all together to make it a mechanical working thing. And then when we're at the top for the rhythm, we're talking dynamics, so it's being able to read that watch. So first of all, we've got to get all the parts, and then we've got to put them together, and then at the top of it, we've got to be able to read the watch. So this is a plan, and I was sharing it last week, and someone pointed out it's a very similar pyramid to what you see in business, and can be approached in different ways and different walks of life. Another thing that we shared last week is a lot of martial arts is very much doing based, and you learn by getting knocked down, getting up, and then doing it again. I feel with the sports side of things, there's at times a lack of whiteboard time, sitting there and actually thinking through what we do in the game. Different people learn in different ways. Some of us are more hands-on, we want to learn by doing. Sometimes we have to sit and listen to an instruction, or we need to have it demonstrated to ourselves. So there's 3 ways of learning: well, we're seeing, we're doing, or we're hearing. So I think this is an important time spent, which is crucial and allows time for recovery, and it's something that should be looked at often during your training. So at the top of what we were talking about is having an idol. And in our current culture, we have a lot of celebrities, but not necessarily people that we should be looking up to as idols. Now, I've said to juniors last week, some from the age of like 9 to 12, who's your idol? And they've turned around and said they don't know what an idol is, who is an idol. And then you mention Muhammad Ali's, and some people are like, oh yeah, I think I know who he is. And you've got others that clearly know the man. And it's like, we should all have an idol, whether it is a sports person, Usain Bolt, an artist, a musician, whoever it is. We should have someone that has achieved and is excelling at what they do, that inspires us, and you should have posters on the wall, you should have books about them, you should be listening to them, watching them, and that can inspire us to our greatness. Alongside that, we need our goal, and it may be a longer term goal. It might be winning the Junior World Championships, which in WACO can't be done this year. It's going to have to be next year, because it's when the championships are. So the shorter term is to win the tournaments required to get there. So we may have an overall vision to be World Championship, but our goal at the moment is just to win the class competition. So these are important aspects that we need to have in place to motivate ourselves and give us the spirit for the training. Nothing beats hard work, but hard work has to be put in the right direction. It's all well and good turning up and putting lots of effort in, sweat and everything else, but if we're doing stuff in the wrong direction, we could actually be moving further away from our goal. So it's hard work, doing things how it should be done, needed to be done in the right direction. Through hard work, we're going to then get belief. We're going to step out onto the mat and we're going to believe that we've done the work necessary in order to achieve what we want to achieve. We've got the kit, we've got the tools, we've got the movement, but we need to also believe in this. The whole time during the training, especially when the going gets tough, let's keep a romance there. This is my new favourite word. Be romantic about the training. When we're finding it extremely difficult, enjoy it. Scream and shout and let it out and embrace the challenge. It's one of the most important things, is you've got to enjoy. Otherwise, what are you doing it for at the end of the day? Not one size fits all. What that means with this pyramid, it's just a framework. It's just a structure that you can follow. And if you're always just copying someone, say a fighter, an opponent, you're always just a copycat to them. We need to have our own fit to things. We need to find what works for us and make it our own. And that's where the real true champions are born. So not one size fits all, otherwise everyone would be a champion. If there was a formula that was that simple, everyone would be successful and have lots of money and everything that they want, or however you deem success. So not one size fits all. Do your best. I've just finished the Chimp Paradox book, which is a brilliant mind tool, mindset management book. And towards the end of the book, in one of the last chapters, it talks about success, and it says about doing your best. And us British, we can be at times very much, yes, good lad, well done chap, do your best. It's not in that context. It's in the context that when you go out to compete, when you go out to perform, you do your best. Don't go into the fight thinking, oh, I've got to win, going into the challenge of, oh, I've got to beat this person, because as soon as you start to think that in your mind, you're given the opportunity of what ifs to come in. What if my opponent is bigger than me or faster than me? If you just go out and do your best, you've got no other thing to worry about. All you have to think about is 100% effort and do your best when you get out there. And it's important that we focus on that and not get tied up in our mental state with things that aren't going to help us. So thinking about the opponent and the outcome of a referee, that's no good. We've got to do our best, and then no matter what occurs, we can look back on it. And as long as we're using what we've got, as long as we're being romantic about it all, we're believing ourselves from hard work, we've got the goal and idol set in mind, then we will achieve. Back in teamwork, we have to work as a team when we're training, and even in individual sports. At the day of the tournament, sometimes 1 point can be swung by your teammate shouting for you. When the going gets tough, it can be a teammate that picks you back up off the floor, and then you're the one then picking them up. So teamwork. And then anchors ties in with the rhythm. And again, we'll explore this more as the program develops. Anchors are things that trigger you to get to the place that you need to be. For me, it has always been music. Whenever I've needed to be motivated to train or compete, there's certain songs I can put on that gets us, boom, straight into place. And some people get it through literature, through reading, through pictures. And this is an important aspect, especially when we start to get to the top of the pyramid. So have an idol, create some goals, work towards that vision. Do the hard work so you believe in yourself and be romantic about it all the time. There is not one size that fits all, and always do your best. Back in teamwork is essential, and it's down to you at the end of the day to trigger things and have those anchors. If you're interested in learning more about this or even getting involved, then feel free to get in touch, like, comment and share. Shout out to the Intesive crew out there, Intesive Point Fighting, and the man that started that, the one and only Gregorio De Leo, and to the Blitz Them All worldwide community as well. So, do good guys, peace out, boom.